Today, let us study about how the MOSFET will act as an amplifier. In the previous class, what we studied, we started with some of the small signal model operation. That is, we calculated the voltage gain of the small signal model of BJT. Then we calculated the hybrid model. Just we drawn the hybrid pi model of the BJT circuit. Next, we started to learn about the MOSFET, the introduction about the MOSFET. Then we seen the enhancement type and the depletion type. Then the modes of operation, which will work three modes of operation like a cutoff mode, linear mode, and in the saturation mode. Then we seen the symbols. Then we seen some of the equations based on in all the three modes. Like say example, as the MOSFET will turn on, when it will turn on the applied voltage will apply between the gate and source. That is VGS. The VGS is nothing but the applied gate to source voltage. As the VGS gets increases, the drain current ID also will get increases. That is why we can say here, uh, once the VGS is greater than VT, then only the device will be turned on. Until that, the device will be turned off. So we can say when VGS is less than VT, it will be under cutoff region. Next, when the VGS is greater than VT, the transistor will be turned on. Next, there is one more important thing here. One more voltage is a variable voltage. It's a VDS. It's a drain to source voltage. So now here the drains to source voltage like we can keep it as variable. Then VGS is constant or VGS can be variable. VDS is constant. Something we can do. Here, there is a condition we've seen in the previous classes. That is, the VDS is less than the VGS minus VT, then it will under the linear region. Then the VDS is greater than or equal to the VGS minus VT will be enter the saturation region. So now, when the MOSFET, if you want to work as a amplifier, then you need to operate the MOSFET in saturation region. That is, the VDS must be greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. So now here, let us say the MOSFET as an amplifier. So now what is going to be amplified? There is a small signal input signal will be amplified in the output. That is a weak signal will be strengthen the output. Same they say there is a small signal. So that will be amplified here. But you can see here the transfer characteristics of the MOSFET will be this. The transfer characteristics will be, see here, the VGS versus ID actually. Now, in the VGS, so like here the VT, here this is the VT, that is threshold voltage I can say. As is cross the threshold voltage, until that there is no current, the ID is 0. Once the VGS is crosses more than the VT, that is nothing but I can say the VGS is greater than VT, we can say. VGS is greater than VT, then the IDs gets increases. See, this is for 4, this is for 5, this is for 6. Like this, the corresponding drain current we can see here. Right. So now you can say up to 2 volt, it won't amplify. In the sense, I can say there will not be signal. Like if you want to apply any small signal, then we cannot see the variations in the output here. So to work on that small signal, what you have to do, you see that one more thing here, I'll show enhancement type MOSFET, the drain characteristics. That is, it is here VDS versus ID. So we are varying the VGS. See, we are varying the VGS. So the VGS is keep on increasing 2 volt, 3 volt, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see the characteristics curve, how it has come. Actually, see, this is the point. You can see this point. This is the point here. We can see after this, the current goes constant here. Until that, the VDS get increases up to see VGS for 3 volt here, up to here, no problem. The current ID will be getting increases. So after that, the ID will be constant. So this portion, which portion? So this portion, we can say it is a linear or harmonic region, we can say. The cutoff region means it doesn't work, right? This is a linear region. Then rest of the portions, I can say it is a saturation region. That is what here we are showing. See here, VDS versus ID. This will be your saturation region when you're getting the constant current. See here, the constant current I'm getting. So when I'm getting a constant current, that only in that time only I can say it will be the saturation region. During in this time only we are going to operate in here only. Your transistor will be act as a amplifier. So now we'll see the VTC of the MOSFET, that is voltage transfer characteristics. You can see the input is VGS because apply voltage will be VGS. So here the output will be like a VDD in the sense VDS. Example, right? VGS versus VDS. See, up to the threshold voltage, see, this is the threshold voltage. So then what will happen? Up to the threshold voltage, in the VDS, if you see, it will be like your VDD only. After that, you will get this portion. See that one more transfer curve here I'm showing. VGS, then this will be a VDS. So the ones up to VT, the device doesn't conduct. So I can say it will be in the cutoff mode. Then this portion will be a saturation mode. Then this portion will be a linear mode. So now we are going to operate or we are going to apply a small signal here only. See, same diagram. See here, same thing. This is nothing but your small signal we are applying. We'll get the amplifier output during the saturation regions, because during this saturation region only I will get the larger signal variations I will get. So that is the reason we are operating or we are applying the we are using the MOSFET as an amplifier in the saturation region. So now next, what we'll do, let us see the biasing techniques. So let us see now biasing. Biasing in MOS amplifier circuits. Now here, so what we need in the sense, so what are the different types of biasing techniques? So you need to apply a biasing. So for that, what you will do, first biasing is nothing but here fixing VGS. Fixing VGS. First biasing is fixing VGS. The second biasing is fixing VG, that is gate voltage. Fixing VG and connecting a resistance in the source terminal, in the source. The source. Next, third one is drain to gate feedback resistor. So these three biasing techniques we are going to see. So one more, fourth one also is a constant current mirror. That also one more is there, but we are going to study only these three biasing techniques. But before studying the biasing techniques, what we need to know in the sense, we need to know the drain current equations. Drain current equation we must to know. So let us write something like drain current equation, because we are, if you know this, then only we can operate all these things. So drain current equation, let me show. For ensure the operation in the saturation region for all expected input signal level. First here, first what I will do for linear region I will show. Even this is not required. First for linear region, what is the drain current? So the drain current for the linear region is, let me write, this is one of the, so what is the condition for a linear region? The condition is for linear region is VDS is less than VGS minus VT. You should remember this, okay? So I will write the current equation, that is ID is equal to, I hope even you should write ID is equal to mu n C naught x, then W by L VGS minus VT into VDS minus VDS square by 2. The whole bracket. So now here I will say this thing something I will write as the parameter called as Kn dash W by L VGS minus VT into VDS minus VDS square by 2. Actually, this is one of the derivation, but we don't, as of now, we don't know. Now we know that where the Kn dash is here, Kn dash is a process parameter, process dependent parameter, process parameter, which fabrication or process parameter, we can say. Where the Kn is equal to mu n into C naught x, where mu1 is a mobility, then C naught x, where C naught x is nothing but epsilon ox by T ox, where C ox is nothing but oxide capacitance, that is nothing but a epsilon ox divided by T ox. This is the formula. Actually, we need to know this is for linear region. Then for the second is for saturation region. For saturation region, what is the condition for saturation region? As we know, that is saturation region condition is VDS should be greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. This is the condition to operate in the saturation region. When you operate, what's the drain current equation like? The drain current equation will be, so let me write the drain current equation. Yes, the drain current equation is this. See here, it's a processing, this one, which one? This mu n and C naught x is nothing but, I will write, sometimes we may write as Kn dash, the processing dependent parameter, or sometimes this expression can be written as some of the books you can see ID is equal to, some of the books you may find like this, beta by 2 into VGS minus VT the whole square, where beta, it is a constant dependent parameter, is nothing but mu C naught x into W by L. Or this one L rest beta is equal to, we may write as some of the books Kn dash W by L. So like this and all they will write. So no problem. So this is a process dependent parameter, the Kn, she has the mobility and the C oxide capacitance. So you need to be very clear, the very important expression, this equation you need to remember. So what is the drain current for the saturation region? If they ask, you should tell ID is equal to 1 by 2 mu n C naught x W by L into VGS minus VT square, or you can say beta by 2 into VGS minus VT the whole square, where beta is equal to mu C naught x W by L or K and dash W by L. So here other terms also you should know. What is the W and L? The W and L is the aspect ratio, there the W is nothing but width of the channel. The W is nothing but width of the channel, where L is nothing but length of the channel. Length of channel. Then VGS is nothing but the applied gate source voltage. Then VT is nothing but threshold voltage, where VT is the threshold voltage. Now what we have to do, we need to create the current, or we need to create the circuit to establish the desired DC voltages and currents for the operation of the amplifier. So here completely we are going to work on this expression only. See, keep in mind, we are going to work on this expression only. So this is the reference we have to take everywhere. So first, what we'll do, let us study the first biasing. That is the method 1. Let us study the method 1 first. So the method 1 is biasing by fixing VGS. First biasing. So biasing by fixing VGS. Now here, the most straightforward approach to biasing a MOSFET is to fix its gate to source voltage, that is VGS, to the value required to provide the desired ID. Now let me write, or let us take ID equation. Let me take the same, because we have first right 1 by 2 mu n C naught x W by L VGS minus VT the whole square. Here we need to write the C ox is equal to, where C ox is equal to epsilon ox divided by T ox. Now what we'll do, let us consider, or let us take the figure for the biasing. Biasing with the VG, let me draw the diagram, then you will get clearly here. Okay, let me draw the diagram for that. Yes, so let me draw the diagram. This is DC. This will be your VDD. This is NMOS actually, so you have to put like this. Then this will be your RD, that is drain resistance. Then here we'll have the drain voltage, that is output VD. Then this will be a ID. Then this will be a gate terminal. Okay, this is the gate terminal, this is drain terminal, this is source terminal. This is plus minus VGS. This is what we are doing. So biasing by fixing VGS. Yes, just we fix the VGS here now. So the output here we have to take V naught. Now from this I can say the VGS is nothing but, here you can see the VGS is nothing but potential drop, the voltage across the gate terminal minus source terminal. Now we can see gate voltage minus S is connected to ground. So that will be 0. So it is nothing but VG. So this can be written as something called as VGG. So I can say VGS is equal to VGG, where here in this one more I want to say this mu n C naught x. This mu n C naught x is nothing but a device parameters that I can say. Earlier I said device parameter Kn, or K also sometimes they may write device parameter, because if we see in any of the thing, like we are having two devices, is the right. So the K is a device parameter. The K is a device parameter. For N mass means Kn, for P mass means Kp will write. That is the reason here. Just I said Kn because we are dealing with the N mass actually. Now in this fixing VGS, it is not a good approach to bias a MOSFET. It is not a good approach. So you may think what is the reason for that? The reason is, so like if you are having same number, say example IC you are having, right? Two same devices if you are using also, what will happen? The threshold voltage, that is VT, then oxide capacitance, that is C oxide, then W by L, that is width to length. It will vary widely among the devices of, suppose it's the same type. Even though if we are using same type of IC, so what are the parameters? That is VT, then Cox, then W by L. These parameters widely will be different. It will get changed. So the biasing by fixing the VGS is not a good approach. It is not a good approach. That is one of the very important, not a good approach, or it's not a good technique, I can say, or it's not a favorable approach. So now the one more thing I need to say here, like the threshold voltage, that is the VT, and then the mobility, that is mu n. These both are, it's depend on the temperature actually. Depend on the temperature in the sense while doing manufacturing of the device. So there what will happen due to the mobility, what will happen? The threshold voltage will be changed because of one more thing I can say, the temperature. Even that also will be changed. So dependent on temperature actually. So these two parameters will be changed due to the temperature. So like if you are fixing the value of VGS, see this one, fixing the VGS, the drain current ID, which one? This. The drain current ID becomes very much temperature dependent. How in the sense? Let me show with one of the graph, like say example. So this graph shows, you can see here in this graph, what you're doing in this graph here. This is nothing but your VGS. Okay. This will be your VGS. This will be your ID actually. So here what having with, you are having a two device, same manufacturer, same device. Okay, same manufacturer only. Same company we can say, or same manufacturer. If you're having a same manufacturer, same number IC only, like say example device 1 and the device 2, if you see what's happening, you see this. So device 1 we can take, this is a VGS supply voltage. What will happen? 0, you can think as like a threshold voltage. See here, the curve is shifting normally, right? So when it is shifting over there, we can say this is nothing but the ID1 and this is the ID2. Now you can see the use of the fixed bias, that is a constant VGS, can result in large variability in the ID. That is nothing but this. See, there is a very small, like two devices were changing, but we can see here what happened. It is a difference is very big. That is nothing but ID2 current, the ID1 current. Example, I can say normally the ID will be in terms of milliampere or nanoampere. You assume as this is like 5 in the sense this will be a 15 or 20 example. There is a much substantial difference will be there in this place. There is a substantial difference here. So due to this biasing, that is why I said this is not a good approach because of this. So to overcome that, only what you need to do in the sense, we have to go for the second method. We have to go for the second method. So what is the second method here? The method 2, I can say. That is nothing but biasing 2. Okay. Method 2. So what is the method 2? The method 2 is biasing by fixing VG and connecting a resistance in the source. Resistance in the source. This is what we are going to do now. Okay. So now what you will do, let us take the figure for this. Yes. See, this is the figure for this actually. What we did here, we connected a source resistance. See here, by fixing the VG. So here VG is fixed. That is, I can say it's nothing but value is fixed here. I can say VG and connecting a resistance in the source terminal. We connected. If you connect like this, what will happen? It's a one of the excellent. This is actually it is a excellent biasing actually. It is a excellent bias circuit for discrete MOSFET circuits consisting of fixing DC voltage at the gate. That's what, okay, DC voltage at the gate, the VG, and connecting a resistor in the source. So now for this, what I will do, what is the expression for this? What is the equation for VG? Now here, you have to apply the KVL in this loop. Okay, apply the KVL in this loop. What we'll get as VG is equal to, what is VG? VG is equal to VGS plus ID or S. Now here you need to remember one more thing. Here the current which is coming here, ID current, the same current only even will get in the source terminal, even that is also ID. You may think that is IS. Normally I can say the current will be the ID current is approximately is equal to IS current. So only VGS plus IDS. So you can take this is the equation number 1. Now in this, this resistance, which resistance? This RS resistance, which one? The feedback R, the source resistance, I can say it is a degeneration resistance. We can call as degeneration resistance. Degeneration resistance. This will provide negative feedback. It's provide negative feedback action to stabilize ID value. So now here we can say here some two cases will be, you can see in this like ID, this is something the same like previous cases only. Even here also we are taking same thing here, device 1 and device 2. See, we are taking a scenarios like this only, taking the two devices of same manufacturer, so with using the different biasing. So for this biasing is not a favorable approach. So what we did here in the sense, so we connected a one source resistance over there. If we do that, what happened? This will be your VGS1 voltage, then this will be your VGS2 voltage. Now we can see this is your point, the operating point. You can say quiescent point. And take, you can see what is the difference of this 2 volt current. Actually, it is very small. The difference of these two current is very small. This is nothing but divided. So now, if you are increasing this slope, say example, actually what happening? Say earlier the slope was like, say example, I'm saying if the slope is shifted like this, what's happening? Simply I can say the source resistance, if it is high, correct, then your slope will go down. If the source resistance is small, then the slope will go up. So simple, I can say from this, we'll say this is slope, right? Slope is equal to minus 1 by R, yes, resistance. See, now what happened if I decrease the source resistance, then what will happen? The slope will increase. Correct? Means this will shift towards the upward. If I increase my RS, then automatically what will happen? The slope will come down. So very simple. From this, I can say from a note, you can say the RS value is small actually. Correct? We have to make. So now here we're having two things like first case one. I can say the first case one. Case one first in the sense if Vg is greater than, that is very greater than VGS, that is first case. The first case is if the gate voltage is very greater than the this voltage. Keep it in your mind. This gate voltage is very greater than this voltage, the device voltage. So what will happen in this time? Actually, so simple, I can say, let me write saying what will happen if it is the cases like this. It is like a ID will be mostly determined by the value of Vg and Rs. If your gate voltage is very greater than the VGS, then ID will be mostly determined by the value of Vg and Rs. That is the first case I can say. We can determine the ID value. We can mostly to determine the value from Rs. Next, second case. When I go for the second case, if Vg is less than VGS, second case. Now what will happen? The source resistance, that is the Rs, provides negative feedback. This is what I said earlier. If your Vg is less than the VGS, it provides a feedback which acts to stabilize the value of the bias current ID. Stabilize, which acts the RS provides. So this is things we have to keep it in our mind actually. Now one more thing, the one more point we can add over there actually, like when drain current is increases here, like when the drain current, when is the drain current will get increased? When the VG, the gate voltage increases, the drain current also will get increased. When the ID is increases. So from this expression, I can say, like from which expression? So earlier we wrote one expression, this expression. You can see from this expression, as this ID increases, this ID, right? Increases, the VGS has to decrease. If this IDs increases, the VGS has to decrease to keep VGS as constant. So which eventually will reduces the ID also. Second thing is, if ID is, that is a drain current is reduces, then VGS has to increase. So to keep VGS as constant, which is eventually increase the ID. So these 2 points we need to keep it in our mind. Like from this diagram, I can say the intersection of the straight line, this line only, in the ID VGS characteristics curve provides the coordinate of ID and the VGS. Then notice that there is a variability in ID using the biasing approach is much smaller. So as I said here, one of the components